Daniel Pickett here at Comic-Con 2020. I'm with the Star Wars team. We have Chris and Jeng. It's Saturday. Friday we had a big day of reveals, including the new Haslab.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't hide it.
So let's talk a little bit about the blood, sweat, and tears that I'm sure you have been pouring into this project for several months.
All right. So obviously it's the Republic Gunship. The LAAT/I, the infantry version, like just for specificity. But it's the version that swoops in and rescues the heroes, drops off all the clone troops in the arena on Geonosis. So, and that's really why that version and why we wanted to go there. It's a great appearance of the ship. It anchors our program for Battle of Geonosis, which is in the same way we did Return to Tatooine for this year, and that kind of anchored a larger program and guided us on some selects and fun stories. The Battle of Geonosis is the new one for 2026, with this leading the way. But it's a great version of the ship, 23-ish% bigger than the one that was done back in the early 2000s. And if you haven't seen the photos of that, like in comparison to this thing, we brought one so I could hold it over this thing yesterday, and a lot of people got photos. It's amazingly different. Like, you think 23%, and you're like, oh, that's in every dimension. So you get a massive volume increase on this thing. You've got troops can stand inside this thing. You can load it up with a whole squad. They can hold their little railings above their heads now. There's room to do that instead of having to go like this to get in the ship. All sorts of great stuff. Removable panels on the sides. You can do a fully armored up version of it and covering up the entire side. The forward panels on the ship, you can pull those off for access to either hidden internal details of the front laser cannons on the right side of the ship, or on the left side of the ship. You pull that panel off and you have access to a secret room. Like, I think in the cross sections books they call that a medical room or something like that. But if you put on the alternate panels that also come with this, you can pick between a couple different nose art versions. So you've got the Crumb Bomber or Service with a Smile. It's two different alternate versions of the ship. So it's kind of a troop builder ship.
So you're encouraging people to buy at least 3 of them.
Well, I would love it if they did, but I think it's options, so that if you buy one, you can switch it out and make all the cool different versions yourself.
Right.
And one of the panels is obviously a plain version, so if you want to customize your own and make your own version, like the Chris ship, like, you can do that.
Yeah.
The cockpit cover comes off, like a fully detailed cockpit with all the controls and stuff inside there. We've got a little secret compartment kind of behind the cockpit on the ship that I wanted to put in. We had a big space there. It's a great space to dump accessories. I mean, you can transport figures in there if you want. All sorts of fun things. The inside of the cargo hold has all sorts of great details up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And all kind of grounded in the most modern 3D model of this from ILM. They went back and redesigned it, or didn't redesign it, but up-detailed it for the Mandalorian appearance.
Right.
And we took that as our key sculptural reference.
Okay.
And then went back and looked at episode 2 for our key deco reference.
Yeah.
And we're still refining that. Adam at Lucasfilm and I, we have a text chain going talking about all the little details we want to add, and like, hey, look at this, I saw this last night. So we're gonna continue to evolve the deco and grow that as we move through this project.
So you've done several large ships now for Haslabs. We've got Jabba's sail barge. We've got the Mandalorian ship. We have the Ghost. What do you think learnings you took from those that you could kind of bring to this one?
I think they're all different, I would say, and the industry and manufacturing and the world at large has changed as we've gone, and we're finding new ways to do that stuff and to do things differently and more efficiently to still deliver premium stuff and dream projects in Haslab. This one in particular, you'll see in the renders that we've released online, the dirt and stuff, the weathering applied on those is a much simpler version than what we have here at the show. And that was just as we were developing this, those were a snapshot in time earlier in the project for us, where that might have been where we were going. Now we know we can apply weathering over the whole thing. We figured out a way to do that and talked with the factory to help us improve and work through some of those processes to do that on this particular ship in a way that's more effective than doing the other weathering.
Right.
And that lets us get washes in places really highlight all that great detail. So it's things like that as we go, like we did washes on the Razor Crest, we didn't do them on the Ghost because at the time, like it wasn't within the scope of that, and we could do more with other stuff differently. On this, we've kind of taken some of those inkjet printing details, some of the Tampo decoration details, some of the washes, and this thing's probably going to get a little bit of everything. So, like those nose art pieces are a great example. Those will probably be inkjet printed, similar to the faces of our action figures.
Right.
Straight on the ship, so we'll get like great detail and really cool stuff going on.
Jay, can you talk a little bit about the tiers and the figures that come with it?
Yeah, I mean, Emily.
Passing of the torch.
The microphone, yeah.
I can hold on to it. And honestly, I'm like losing my voice because I'm yelling at a con. Imagine that. There's so much noise and action. So yeah, Emily, as you guys all know, she did a great job on the figure. She talked a little bit about at the panel as well yesterday, and like for us, it was selecting key figures that haven't been done before in the vintage collection, and we wanted it updated for the vintage collection. And of course, like Alien and Jedis, and we thought that was super cool for the Battle of Geonosis, and just having them be tiers for our gunship. We think those are so fun. I mean, like Emily talked about it at the panel yesterday. Yeah. So Coleman Trevor, and how he had a hero moment. He tried
to have a hero moment.
His hardest to have a hero moment, but little did he know that we would make him into an action figure right here for everyone to see at the con. So he did his duty.
Right. Yeah. If it weren't for Django Fett.
If it weren't for Django Fett, he would be here. So yeah, and those are super fun to be able to bring that to the vintage collection. Like she put so much love and labor into it. They have their lightsabers, of course. They have alternate hands for like the Force. They have soft goods robes over top. They are the latest and greatest in terms of what we love about the vintage collection, with like the face and the inkjet and all of that. And they're super cool to have. So I hope we get to unlock them. Obviously, it comes with tiers, so it's like 10,000, 12, and 14,000. So that's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. And each one has its own card back.
Yes.
And the base offering of the ship also comes with 2 figures,
right?
Just
one
as part of the base.
One not.
2 pilots, because you've got a pilot co-pilot situation. But yeah, like Jing said, like we've got one on a card back and one not on a card back. I mean, that'll save at least me the heartbreak of taking a figure off the card back, if nothing else.
Right.
But hopefully everybody else too.
So available right now for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah.
You have until September 8th to back it, and we really hope that...
we want that energy up front and really to run to those final tiers, because
Right.
who doesn't want all those Jedi to be hopping out of their
Right,
their
yeah.
gunship when it lands. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So a lot of reveals also at the panel. We talked a lot about eras and stuff, and kind of focusing on that, which I think is
It's a fun way to compartmentalize it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you kind of know, because like you said, everyone's got their favorite, that sort of thing. One thing I didn't see any at the panel was any more retro. I'm not asking for who's coming, but is that line still cooking?
We are still passionate about retro, and it does well for us. So you have not seen the end of retro, but no news on retro. So.
All right. I will
But
wait.
yeah, we're still excited about it.
I will wait patiently with each live stream announcement.
Yeah, and we had one earlier this year, which I know was very well received.
Yeah, that's a great.
So, it's good to see the fan reaction to those, and it tells us a lot.
Well, and I think like we're learning from the retro community now that's got a huge upswell and presence online and the communities there, where I mean we're part of those communities as well, and seeing the chatter and communication on those guys' sites too. Like that's important for us, just like it is on Black Series and Vintage Collection. So it's nice to see those communities starting to build and rally around and give valuable feedback for us.
All right. Well, to wrap up, can you tell me your favorite era and your favorite reveal from the panel today, for yesterday?
So from the reveal from yesterday?
From the reveal yesterday.
My favorite era is the prequels.
Okay.
So I will say that is something that I just love and grew up with. So it's something that like I hold near and dear, and I know there's a lot of people on the team that have a lot of prequels love. So I'm excited that it's getting its like resurgence. Resurgence, and even with vintage with the Battle of Geonosis, that's really fun. So with that, my favorite of the reveals yesterday, I mean, I said the prequel, so I almost have to say Jango, but I really do like the Luke and Darth Vader set personally yesterday.
Okay.
So even though I love prequels for sure, but that set in general was so cool to see on the panel.
Yeah.
It launched a big moment. Like, I don't have to tell you guys how big of a moment that is, and to have that come together in toy form in like a world building, like we call it a vignette, snapshot, timed in toy form. It's so cool. And the wired cape on Vader is just.
It's primo.
It's
very cool.
It changes the game.
Yeah.
It really changes the game to how the action figures are posed out and look. So prequels, but I do love that set.
All right.
I don't know. I think Chris said it really well yesterday in the panel. Chris from Lucasfilm, not Chris from Hasbro.
Right.
Chris from Lucasfilm said it really well, and those eras are parts of an entire story. So like, I'm gonna cop out a little bit and say like, I like the whole story. Like, I bounce around in those eras.
Sure.
It's like right now, when you ask that question, the first thing that went through my mind is High Republic. Like, and that's not the one that if I sit here and go, which one do I want most of? Like, that's not where I go. Like, I want to do more New Hope retro figures. Like, that's where I want to be. But like, the first thing in my brain was today, High Republic.
Nice.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, which day are we getting, Chris? Like, which Chris are we getting
like,
today?
what time is it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, there my heart beat 3 more times. Like, now it's now it's the new Jedi Order. Like, what? I don't know what's going on, but maybe that's just my brain too. So, but I think other fans are like that too. Like, we bounce around between favorites, and I mean, Jackson is a like, who doesn't love a big green rabbit in Star Wars? That's like, that may be one of my favorite characters of all time.
Nice.
So, and that's clearly not High Republic.
He'd look good in my cantina. I'm just saying.
That would be amazing. But so yeah, like, I think that's, in that moment when you asked, High Republic would be my favorite.
All right, totally.
When you ask,
totally respect that.
Favorite of the reveals. I mean, it's I'm gonna, like, obviously this is probably my favorite of the reveals, but we've talked a lot about that. So I'm gonna steal the mic for a moment just to talk about like Han and Chewie in Vintage Collection. I think, especially with the cantinas coming and leading into the larger 50th celebration coming in 2027. I mean, having those mains, those key characters, I think those are probably my favorite reveals of the panel, other than this. Just because it shows kind of the ongoing love for that original trilogy and where it all started. And New Hope especially, fun version of those characters and great updates for them.
Really stunning likeness on the Han Solo.
So that I think those are my two. And I'm not going to pick a favorite between Han and Chewie.
That's right. I'm not going to ask you that.
They're a duo.
Yes, they are. They're packaged set.
Yes. I'm not buying one and not the other.
Right.
Who does that?
Exactly.
They just flow off Han and Chewie.
Right.
They just come together.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for your passion. It's really great. as someone that's been collecting since '78, to still be excited about the property and stuff. For me, it's it's
it
very
continues to grow.
Absolutely. Yeah. So does my collection and everything in my basement, but that's another thing. So thank you guys very much. I hope you have a great rest of your con. Thank you guys for all the information you share throughout the year, and hope you have a great rest of the show.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks so much.